Ange Postecoglou, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho and Mauricio Pochettino have something all in common. No, it's not the fact that they were all current and past Tottenham managers, it's far deeper than that. And today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, we're going to take a bit of a deep dive and answer the question, why do all Tottenham managers fail? So yeah, there's been a massive fallout from the Manchester City game in regards to fan behaviour after, during, before the match, and some comments that Ange Postecoglou had to say regarding the state of the football club, both on and off the pitch. And, you know, you'll all be aware that we have pretty much been here before with managers down the years. You know, all managers have had something to say about the football club, about the players, about the transfer strategy, and the list is endless. It really is something that is getting quite out of hand, you could say, because I've correlated some and put together various clips of managers, you know, that we've had, who I mentioned in the intro, who have had a fair few things to say about Tottenham. And I'll be honest, a lot of them tend to be home truths.
I hope the Tottenham fans don't get me wrong, but the only club in my career where I don't have still a deep feeling is Tottenham.
This is the first time in my career to see a situation like this. And until now I wasn't able to change. Not to change, but compare last season, the situation went to become worst.
No, I think the last 48 hours has revealed to me the foundations are fairly fragile, mate, so that's what I feel.
Porto, Chelsea, Inter, Real Madrid, Manchester United, all the clubs, I feel connection. I go in the street so many times in Italy and I find Inter fans. I go in London, not just the Chelsea ones, also the Man United ones.
No, because they are used here. They're used here. Don't play for something important.
Outside, inside, everywhere. It's been an interesting exercise. It's just my observations, mate. I'm not going to tell you because it's for me. I'm the one that's got to do it. So, you know, you can make your own fairly accurate assessment of what's happened. And I understand I probably misread the situation as to what I think is important in your endeavour to become a winning team, but that's okay. That's why I'm here.
So I love every club. I love every club because I always felt the other way around. They also love me.
Tottenham story is this: 20 years that there is the owner and never won something. But why? Only for the fault is only for the club or for every manager that stay here. And I have seen the manager that Tottenham had on the bench.
I just think that's, like I said, the last 40 hours has revealed a fair bit to me, and that's all right. That just means I've got to go back to the drawing board with some things.
We will be connected forever, like I am with all my previous clubs, a part of Mr. Levy club.
Because it's time to change the situation if Tottenham wants to change. If they want to continue in this way, they can change manager, a lot of manager, but the situation cannot change.
Yeah, maybe I'm out of step, but I just don't care. I just want to win, and I want to be successful at this football club. That's why I was bought. So what other people, how they want to feel and what their priorities are, of zero interest to me. I know it's important to build a winning team, and that's what I need to concentrate on.
How far off do you think you are?
We are close, but the last step always is the most difficult and the biggest step. We need to rebuild. It's going to be painful.
Yeah. Do you think you need to rebuild?
I think yes.
Yeah?
I think yes.
And I presume to attract the right sort of players that you want, you've got to be in the Champions League. That's a big draw. You've got the stadium. That will make a difference. That will make players want to come.
Yes.
It's special, isn't it?
Yes. When you talk about Tottenham, everyone say in England or outside the England, say, oh, amazing, it's amazing the club, it's amazing the new stadium, it's amazing the facility. But you have an amazing house, but you need to put the furniture.
You've got some lovely furniture.
No, of course. But if you want to have a lovely house, maybe you need better furniture.
You need furniture in every room.
Exactly, exactly. And it depends on your budget, if you are going to spend some money or another money, you know.
Yeah.
But We need to be respectful with teams like City that are paying a lot of money, or Liverpool that invest a lot of money. I said, we are brave, we are clever, we are creative. Now it's about to create another chapter and to have the clear idea how we are going to build that new project for Tottenham.
It's time to go furniture shopping. And can I just say one thing? Avoid too many antiques.
Okay.
Mauricio,
Thank you very much.
great to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, in that selection of clips, we had Ange Postecoglou's comments the other day about Tottenham being fragile. The foundations of Tottenham are fragile. I did a video on that. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it after this. But I mainly said about, what he said. There are some bases to it. Tottenham are a fragile club. He wants to shift the mentality. I agree with that. But there is a way to go around saying stuff. He might have shook up the fan base a little bit with what he had to say. But more on Ange Postecoglou as the video goes on. Let's talk about what the other managers had to say. Mourinho spoke about it. Pochettino spoke about it, and Conte spoke about it. We'll go in chronological order. We'll go with Pochettino to start. Pochettino had a fair few things to say in the Gary Lineker interview, basically saying that Tottenham needed a painful rebuild. It was all well and good having a nice swanky stadium, but we needed more furniture in the house, is what the phrase he did use. And he was right. We keep going back to that now. After the Champions League, after all those consecutive top four runs and getting into title races with Leicester and Chelsea, he had to be backed, but he wasn't. We ended up having a squad that ended up aging. The likes of Harry Kane, Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli, and Heung-Min's son got on. One of them is still at the club currently. And, Harry Kane has eventually left. He left last summer, obviously, to Bayern Munich. We keep bringing it up. I'll say it. We keep talking about it so many years down the line. And then we brought in the likes of Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte as short-term fixes. And, I've said on many videos how Postecoglou has been backed and I want him to be backed. But those managers weren't backed. They probably were never going to be backed by Daniel Levy. And that is just facts. I agree with them not being backed. But you think those managers have to be backed. You look at their successes at Chelsea, both of them, and Inter Milan and Juventus and Real Madrid and Manchester United. They all got money to spend. And that's not the case at Tottenham. Daniel Levy keeps the purse strings very, very tight. And then you have to look at, the comments they said. His Southampton rant was one that, lit up the Premier League and got him eventually sacked. The Jose Mourinho quotes, he won a trophy at every team apart from Tottenham Hotspur. There's a correlation here between, where the buck of the trend is with managers in their careers. And then we swing back round. We swing back round to Postecoglou and the comments he had to say. Ruffled a few feathers, you could say, with his comments, but in recent weeks, he has said about this. He said about a mentality shift that he wants at Tottenham. How top four isn't the be-all and end-all. How, Arsene Wenger used to say that top four is no trophy. And he wants to bring more success and different success to Tottenham that we haven't experienced in many, many years. And, he did, as I say, ruffled a few feathers because of what he said about Arsenal's rivalry and the game and that. But, we saw he argued with a fan in the game. It was a very much a tense atmosphere. But as I said, all these managers have a lot in common. And the main thing they have in common is not being backed by Daniel Levy. I've, defended Daniel Levy at times this season for maybe taking a step back, for maybe, changing his ways. But, the proof will have to be in the pudding in the summer to see what he does, because he needs to back this manager now. Because what do we do? I have conversations in my comment section about, people want Ange out, but what do we do next? Do we go and get another young and hungry manager who wants to do a process and we start a process again? Do we go back to type and get a Tuchel in, or someone who's a bit short term but could end up, really going Pete Tong again like it did with Conte and Mourinho? I just don't know anymore. It's a very tricky situation, Tottenham Hotspur, and the weekend is going to be busy. There's a lot on the line. We still need a point to guarantee us Europa League football, which, if we finish fifth, that's a successful season to me. Few teething issues, lots of, problems that do need to be sorted out, but I'm backing Ange Postecoglou. I'm hoping what he's said finally wakes Levy up, but don't count your chickens before they hatch. So let me know what you think. What do you make of all those quotes from down the years? Who do you reckon spoke the most truth? And what did you make of Postecoglou's comments? As I said, if you want to go and see a more deep dive about that, I did a video on that yesterday, and I'll link that somewhere above my head, earlier in the video, so you can go and check that out, or just go on the channel page and check that out. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you have, why don't you leave a like on it, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs for nearly daily Tottenham Hotspur content. I know the season's coming to an end, but what a time to subscribe. Lots of transfer activity hopefully going on in the summer. Hit the notification bell as well, and also link in the description down below. You can become a member of Sonny Talk Spurs. We're getting lots of members involved in my podcast, Nice One Sonny, so I'd be glad to have you on board. And until my next video, which will probably be a reaction to the Sheffield United game. Actually, no, tell a lie. There's going to be an episode, or a video I should say, on Saturday. A little bit of a deep dive with the Irish Hotspur guys, so that should be quite good. But yeah, until then, and then Sunday reacting to Sheffield United and wrapping the season in a lovely little bow. I'll see you guys then. Ciao.